A legendary evening for the new Generation 2.0 Ragnarok X, ladies and gentlemen, here at the War of the Chosen Season 3, the season of Loki. This is the grand finals of our tournament, and we are going to be your shoutcasters of Shinbu with a 1 for an I, and my partner, JJ Kun. How are you, brother?
It is the final day, as you have mentioned, and I cannot wait to find out who we're going to be crowning the chosen for this season. Again, it could be still the reigning kings, going to try to take their crowns back, or could be a possibility of writing of a new history.
Indeed. That's the idea. We have a returning champion here. We have a new contender who's actually waited earlier, for the grand finals slot. There's really a lot of expectations. There's really a lot of fans looking forward in witnessing the match between these two teams that was able to made it. Not just from the top 8, but actually from the top 64, and even to the rank qualifiers as well from different servers, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it all boils down to just two teams, ladies and gents. So really, the excitement cannot be contained, and that's why we'd like to ask everyone who's watching this, before you do anything on your stream, be sure to share the stream. Be sure to share it on your timelines, on your profiles, but share it as well on your group chats, on your Discord, maybe even on your Telegrams. Share it everywhere. Share it on everyone who know you, who plays ROX, and even who plays Ragnarok as well.
No, Shinbo. We should share it to literally everyone, even those who don't play Ragnarok, because they might get invested in Ragnarok. You never know. You never know.
Yes, man.
Share it to your grandma.
Help us achieve our milestone giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2,000 viewership as our first milestone. We've achieved that, continuously and consistently on, our previous broadcast. But again, we still have a 4,000 viewership milestone, even 6,000 viewership milestone. We get awesome good stuff that can be given to all players of ROX if we reach this viewership milestone.
So yeah, make sure you share everything to everyone, even those who don't play Ragnarok, because you might never know. You might just hook them up into playing Ragnarok after watching the grand finals. Especially if this is the grand final. I think we have to emphasize the fact that this is just the grand finals. Maybe there are still people who are like holding back on watching the tournament because hey, it's still in the grand finals, blah 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 blah. But again, this is the most important day of the entire tournament, of the entire 8 days straight of the Ragnarok. Next Generation 2.0, War of the Chosen, the grand finals, the most important day of all.
So imagine that, guys. We've been running this tournament for more than 1 week. We are now on our 8th day. We've finished a whole week of amazing ROX action. The very best players as well, from different servers. And interestingly, we are going to be seeing a match from 2 different servers. That's what I love about this one. So this is not just the pride of the guild, not just the pride of the team, but actually the pride of the whole server as well, who's being carried by these 2 names who's fighting here in the grand finals.
And this is just very amazing.
It's going to be,
I'm going to be showing you guys the bracket as we now head over into our grand champions. Right now we don't have the names yet, but we're gonna be updating it in just a bit, to show you guys the name. Here we go. So let's take a bit and take a look at a little bit of the recap here of our brackets, right? So Panda, when they got into the top 8, they were able to defeat IFI. They were able to defeat Monster, the one they're gonna be fighting off against today. They were able to win against Ligma ES as well, one of the most favorite contender in the entire tournament. But for the side of Monster, they were able to win against Cairo Way, first one,
Yep.
and then unfortunately losing to Monster, in the second round. But then coming back up by defeating the same team that Panda defeated on the first day, that is IFI, and then defeating Mally Blessing as well, and likewise defeating Lake Mayes in order for them to get back up in on the grand finals.
Indeed, indeed, guys. Again, there's a lot of good contenders even before Monster was able to arrive on this one. You get Mali Blessing, Ligma ES as well, and even their sister team, they've done pretty well as well. On their run on the lower bracket finals, I think they just intentionally dropped the match against Mali Blessing so as to prevent fighting their own sister team and maybe give a chance for Mali Blessing as well on contending against Monster main. But this is it, guys. We have the two teams revealed onto your screen, and actually you've seen that as well on your in-game option for the War of the Chosen. We got Monster versus Panda. Just for a recap as well, outside of the ROX WOC Season 3, it was a Monster that is the returning champion team here. Despite running from the lower bracket, yes, they are the current champion of the WOC. So, in a way, it could be said that even though Monster is coming from the lower bracket, Panda would seem like a challenger here, and a heavily favored challenger at that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, they've already defeated, as you have mentioned, the heavily favored contenders here. That is Lake Mayes and Monster. And like us, we have Milo Blessing, although we haven't really seen them battle off against Milo Blessing. But if we do get to see that, maybe there's going to be a huge advantage into that of Panda. But with that being said, they were already able to defeat. They were already able to defeat the team that would have, who would have come back in the grand finals. Again, regardless of what had happened, what the result was on the losers, on the lower finals,
Yep.
right? It still doesn't dismiss the fact that Panda already defeated them 3-0, both of them.
On your screen now, we are going back for the recap of the matches that were concluded by both Monster and Panda. So on your screen,
Right.
we are seeing Cataway, the performance against Cataway. Doesn't look like a very easy sweep here for the for Monster. If you look at it, you're gonna be seeing multiple members there from Monster, who's actually getting dropped. I have a feeling they did drop this one game against Caraway, but again, the idea here is that Monster is not fully utilizing their two main damage units, which is in the form of Winza and as well as Monster X. Actually, if you look at this recap, JJ, this is the time where Monster has used their rarely we've seen, but this is the time where Monster have utilized their Wanderer. They have a Wanderer on their lineup, you know.
No, yeah, but here you go. That is, yeah, that is going to be I believe, as you have mentioned, a 3-1 here.
Yep.
First game into the side of
Cataway.
Monster, but then, everything else, right, that followed after this game was 3-0.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think that was gonna be all for the side of Monster, but that gives you an idea of the Karo server representative as well. That they could go. Their competitive team still, despite maybe a lower top 8 run, still on this tournament. They're still
Right.
a consistent threat. Give them maybe if we enter the WOC season 4, I would be having a lot of expectations here for the representative of Karo. For Caraway. But again, remember that Monster here, they're really forcing a lineup here. They're really just utilizing, one melee just into the front line. I'm not. I think this is really an advent choice, considering that there's also two priests for the side of Caraway. So if there are two priests for the side here of Caraway, there's gonna be an intent for Monster to just double down onto the damage so that they could overwhelm that priest. Meanwhile, on your screen, you're gonna be seeing as well, our first match fight. We got Panda versus Ayotai, so that's Roger X squad,
Yeah,
taking
when they
on
changed all their names as a Roger X.
with the same headgear, with the same helm, the same armor, and of
Everything.
course the beard, everything, just to make sure that it messes up the call signs and targeting for the side here of Panda. But still, Panda knows how to play this one. It's just really tracking who does the buff. And despite the cost, still, if a lot of players here from your team are still seasoned, they still know who to target.
Right.
They still know who to target.
But even then, right? Even then, Panda, I think when they were able to finally find out who to target, who to prioritize, they just doubled down on it, and after that they just they just bursted in all the damage. They were able to win that 3-0 as well, and this is the first time that Monster and Panda was able to fight against each other in the top 8, which is again a bit of a preview of what might happen later on down the day.
Yeah, man. Again, this doesn't even look like the first form of Panda yet, and even
Mm-hmm.
for Monster. Over the course of the tournament, I mean, we ran this tournament for 8 days.
Right.
This being the last day, the 8th day. There's a lot of
Right.
opportunity for them to actually push the boundaries and push the statistics that will be coming from their own equipments, even the requirements, even the upgrades, and more so even the enchants. It might be that minimal, but still it's still a push nonetheless, and sometimes those small stats could do all the difference for this match.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is a very very nice preview of what is about to come, for this grand
Mm-hmm.
finals, and that's the best part about this WOC, where we have a double elimination run. We get a
Mm-hmm.
privilege of we get an instance of possibly like really great matches. You have two moments where you're gonna be seeing Monster and Panda facing each other, especially here on this upper bracket round.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, and at the same time, you can definitely see here as well that they are really stretching everyone out. They're really stretching out their arsenal, making sure that everything is used here, and nobody is getting wiped. If I remember correctly, um, with Monster and Panda, there wasn't really a wipeout. It always ended. They always ended the timer, the battle timer for all of the games. When they first met, but I think it is still going to be the same here going into the grand finals. Nobody's going to get wiped out. Everyone's just going to be sustaining themselves and just ensure that they're going to win by the timer. Maybe even perhaps do the clutch, do the clutch revives here, resurrection, so that they would have the higher number of players, by the end of the timer.
Man, that's actually the play, it could be argued that this game might fall heavily in favor still of Panda, considering the performance last time with Monster, but I
Mm-hmm.
could see as well a lot of badge, a lot of bets towards Monster, so some believer for Monster side. And the idea here is that both of these two teams, JJ, are very capable of pulling off indeed that clutch moment, the
Mm-hmm.
idea of really making sure that everyone survives, everything is even, and you clutch it on the last 1 second maybe of the game, and you burst one down, so you
Yeah.
grab a win. Like for example, here we have a very intense 2-2, on their first match with each other. On the 3 second mark, you can actually see a full you can actually see a full revive for everyone, so that leaves
Right.
still with a points winner as the main winner of this tournament. Now that's the last time that the match between Panda and Monster happened before to this
Mm-hmm.
grand finals. So we're gonna be seeing Panda winning that one, the game number 5, because of a point win. Because of a point win.
Right.
So this
You
time,
know,
what we are seeing on your screen is the run of Monster now for the lower bracket.
No, yeah, I mean, at this point forward, right? This is just more or less the adventure of
Yeah.
Monster, the bizarre adventure of Monster here, crawling back up into that of the grand finals as they lost against Panda 3-2. Very noble, very greatly. Again, could have that game could have been anyone's game, honestly. But again, this just puts Monster, gives Monster a bit more of, like, say, a practice, more preparation towards that of Panda. In comparison to Panda, which they only had to win one more time after their match with Monster, and they're just gonna be sitting for, waiting to the grand finals for what? How many days? 4 days?
Yeah.
4 days. Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
sitting
They
on
have
the grand final spot
a
for
lot of
four
idle
days, dude.
time actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's actually the big air heavy advantage of any upper bracket run. Any upper bracket run in any double elimination format. You have a lot of resting day. You have a lot of freedom to actually study your opponent. And I could dare
Right.
say that for the side of the Panda fans, yeah, Panda is well equipped on studying the movements, the composition, and even the approach of Monster, because there are a few games. There are a few games here in the lower bracket where Monster was forced to actually switch out, some of their key players, like up to what extent, or what is the most strong composition here
Mm-hmm.
for the side of Monster, which is usually run here by Monster X and even Wingza. So
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be an obvious target. Like for example, Junibiko Shop here, Junibiko Shop. I think who has changed herself here, IGNs to Kanam Dot. There might be a good chance that she will be one of the priority targets here by Monster, just disabling that wizard, for the side of Monster.
No, yeah, and here you go, man. I'm just at this point on, I'm just really waiting for the next games to ever happen because it's just gonna be really amazing how we're gonna be seeing the changes between Monster and Panda, going into that of the grand finals. Because if the first time that they met in the top eight was already so close that it could have been anyone's game, what more now?
Yeah, one more
What
now.
more now?
Yep, yep. Especially with updated stats, especially with them really pushing it, to the limit. Some of them might have practiced as well going into
Mm-hmm.
this grand finals. If you are a part of the team, or more so, if you are a part of the guild for Monster and even for Panda, definitely the preparation doesn't just come from the 8 players who are participating here in the WOC. There's a good chance that the preparation can also run from the whole guild itself, for everyone to really assist you, for everyone to really allow you to check all your stats, your items, just so you could push whatever can be pushed as well in terms of stats against your opponent. I just want to share to you guys before we even head on to the head-to-head match that a lot of the key players here for between Panda and even Monster have already hidden their stats. To be more
Mm-hmm.
specific, we have Junebiko here already hiding her stats. So really, I'm really looking forward for the update on the running stats here for
Mm-hmm.
Junebiko.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not really going to be like, showing it even after the matches because they want to keep everything as a secret and surprise literally everyone, right?
Yep.
With their damages and how they essentially just tanking down the damage, how they're going to be surviving the entirety of the attacks, coming from the side of Monster. But again, that is also that's also I guess the same for Monster here. They just want to surprise everyone as well.
Yeah.
And again, a huge pride is on the line here for Monster. Again, they're not just the grand finalists, but also the returning champions. So, man, this is just gonna be a game of the day here, the game of the year here for Monster.
Especially, yeah, and of course for the ROX players alike. Ladies and gentlemen, again, on top of that, we are rolling with a lot of giveaways and surprise drop for everyone. Again, I'd like to send the biggest shout outs to everyone who's watching on the stream. If you haven't
Mm-hmm.
shared this stream yet, please do so. Please do so, because this is just but one grand final match. This is just but one grand final match. It really
Mm-hmm.
will just boil down to the running score that we have. This could be finished in an instant if we're gonna be seeing or directed towards a wipe. And we could be seeing some really awesome moments as well, especially when the underdog managed to actually throw down the the champion, maybe, or the,
Yeah.
the running big guy. So we have the vote, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. We are different once again,
Yeah,
Shenfu.
yeah.
I'm rooting for Panda based on the performances they've had.
Yep.
Again, they won against Monster. They also won against League Yes, and then I do understand as well that you're gonna be voting, for this
Yeah.
time for Monsters to win because again, the
Yeah.
pride is on the line here. They are the previous winners, and they have to
Yes.
win again to
Yeah.
prove themselves throughout everyone that they are still and is the strongest in ROX.
Yes, not to mention I'm also a big Winza fanboy. Winza is not just for ROX, but actually for a lot of MMORPGs. That's always been Winza. So really, this organization, him, and of course the rest of his crew, there's a lot of expectation for them, and I do agree on you on that. They're returning champion. They have a lot to prove. I do feel that Panda did cut them, to some extent, off guard on their first upper bracket match. But really, I also want to vote for Monster because I think it's very, very exciting. The odds are heavily in favor of Monster, for the side of Monsters.
Right.
Let us see.
Right. Would you say though? For
sorry, for
this
Panda,
time
yeah.
around though? Yeah, for Panda.
For Panda.
So would you say though, however, that despite of being the last season's champion for the War of Chosen, would you agree if I say that the underdogs for this game, for this match specific, would be that of Monster?
It's possible.
given the
Very, very
performance that
possible.
they've
Yeah.
had,
Given the
right,
performance, yeah.
against Panda, right?
Yeah. Actually, the striking difference here is, or rather, the striking difference, and also leaning towards a lot of similarities, are what are the like key difference on their lineup. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
both composition has a wanderer. You know, both
Mm-hmm.
composition has a
Mm-hmm.
wanderer that they can roll with. All right, both has two priests as well. Both has two priests
Right.
as well. The striking difference is that there are two warlocks onto the side of monster, but rarely
Right.
will you see two warlocks. I just feel like it's very unlikely that two warlocks may be up. But
Yeah.
let's see. Nothing is final always in this kind of matches. And compared to the other side, for the side here of Panda, instead of having two warlocks, what they have is a warlock and a shadow chaser.
Yep.
They have a warlock and a
Mm-hmm.
shadow chaser. The shadow chaser is again Little Pau Pau, who is the
Mm-hmm.
dex type. You know, the dex type, or sorry, the dex type, the bow type shadow chaser here. So
Mm-hmm.
if
Mm-hmm.
we're relying on some back end damage, it might be onto Little Pau Pau for the side of Panda, but on the other side, it's not the two. It's not the two warlock for the side of monster. The one damagers that will go toe to toe with Pau Pau here would be PQ. You know, that the
Mm-hmm.
Shura as well. So these are the striking differences. So the similarity is they have two royal guards in the front line. There are two royal
No,
guards
yeah.
for the side of monster. There are two royal guards for the side of Panda. On top of, but I doubt this guy will play. There's also a rune knight, a tank rune knight for
Right.
the side of Panda.
But here's the thing, one more thing I guess for both of these teams is that they are very in terms of like composition, right?
Yeah.
In terms of composition, they are very similar. They do have the minstrel as well to just
Yeah.
reduce the damage for them and have a little bit of buffs here and there, so that they can again. As I mentioned earlier, just sustain the damage that they're going to be taking and have the reduced damage all over the place. And again, all these matches, all of the games that we're going to have tonight, I swear is just going to be timer running
be
down
yeah.
always,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And 5 games as well.
I do agree as well with you on that. Again, it's very important where these main damage dealers will target, whether they will try to
Mhm.
clutch. There's also going to be a hand-in-hand clutch as well for the Resurrect. We are very privileged and actually given a whole week to get to know
Mhm.
these teams up close and personal. So really, guys, it's very easy now to actually recall who are the key players here for both sides. But again, before we head on to this very much awaited match, again, drops for you guys. We have item
Yeah.
drops, but we also have code drops for everyone. This can be claimed by
Mhm.
all players in ROX.
So again, that code for now is going to be 1019 WOCS3. So make sure you redeem those later, while watching. Or actually, you know what? While we're still not in the game, redeem it now.
Indeed.
Redeem
Redeem
it
it
now.
now,
So that
redeem
when
it
we, yeah, so when we get into the games,
Yeah.
you're gonna be focused.
You're gonna be
You know?
focused into the game. Not to mention, there might be another drop. There might be another code. So redeem it as soon as possible. The moment you see it, do type it in the world chat on all servers here for ROX. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
we have the head-to-head matchup between the two teams, Monster versus Panda. Right, to the captains, they're gonna be seeing two Royal Guards, face to face with each other. It's gonna be Monster X versus Spided. With Spided, as I mentioned, there are key players here who's been hiding their stats onto the other side.
Mhm.
Zuribiko already hide his stats. Same goes for Spided. But I do feel that well, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna be the final build for Spider. If he will go for the standard one sword build, one hand build, or maybe a two hand build down for the crits, like very much like Winsa. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, there are more head-to-head matches that are very possible on this one. It's just that these two, both Monster and Spided, are the ones who are assigned on hunting down the squishies and main damage dealers for the opponent.
Right, and here at the same time, right, we're going to be showing them a bit of their arena data as well, which we just showed you guys a bit. Coming into the side, of the star players here for both of the teams. For one, we have Winza, as you have mentioned, coming from Monster. We're going to be focusing on them, I guess. There you go.
Yeah.
And we're going to be focusing on them in just a bit. These were the leaders, so we're just going to be coming back in just a bit there.
Yeah.
While we head over into the arena data as well of the team
Of
of the key
Monster
players
X.
of both of the teams.
Yeah, we got Monster X arena data, just spending on that one. But if you look at the arena data here of Spided, has dropped 127 kills,
Right.
That's just 3.
It's only 3 deaths, dude. That is a lot.
That says a lot.
That is
That says a lot,
that
especially
is
for someone who's in the front line. It basically means no point targeting him.
no, yeah. I mean, at the same time, right? Like the ratio of kills and deaths for this guy, for this man, is just the comparison is just so big. The gap is just so big, and you're only dying for like you've only died once every 42
Yep.
kills.
They've
That's huge.
Yep. They have decided their composition, their costume for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, Panda has chosen the green side, the green color, especially with the okay armor, ladies and gentlemen. And not to mention, we have as well the yellow set for the side here of Winza. Now for the bench players, Pikuza, the Shura is gonna be benched, as well as one Warlock, and even Monster X is gonna be benched. They're gonna be using their Wanderers. Both sides. There's a Wanderer present into the field. But the difference here, Panda has two Royal Guard on the field, ladies and gentlemen. No Warlock for Panda. There's the switch. There's the clutch. Oh my God! Panda wasn't able to switch the Wanderer.
Right, but at the same time here, for Panda, they do have double the priest here. One Shura, we have the RG, and of course we have the Warlock as well.
Yeah.
But Monster definitely would have a better chance of sustaining the damage that they're going to be receiving coming in from Monster here, just because of the fact that they do have the Wanderer here.
Yep, they do have the Wanderer here, but I do feel that what would be better, Panda did made the intent of actually swapping the Wanderer for their own. And again, guys, that's gonna be our viewership milestone on to the lower thirds of our screen. Do assist us on that one. Make sure that you have the share badge as you watch the action here and the War of the Chosen Season 3. No one is letting up, no one is going down, but you have to take note here that Monster has 2 priests, whereas Panda only has 1.
Wow,
there you go. Pikuza is gonna be the first evicting him for the side of Panda. They're gonna be switching up to Pigisek, and that's gonna be Junior Bikusha. Pigisek here is in critical help.
It is still in critical health, but it's actually getting sustained here instead of Monster, because out here trying to get their lives up as well. But this is what I'm talking about, right? Panda. Look at the HP Panda. Nothing is going down thanks to that of the Wanderer. But into the side of Monster, they're just eating up all the damage coming in from Panda. They are seemingly like they are getting spread out here by Panda, and it seems as if they're playing into the hands, into the palms of Panda. And look at that. That's going to be another 2 down, because and Piggy Sack as well going down once again.
JJ, that's still very overwhelming. What is very evident for the side of the ranks here of Panda, it could be argued that Monster has the damage. They did have Judibik or Pigsek and even Pigza present as well for this game. But still, Spided alongside with Cream, the 2 main Royal Guards here for the side of Panda could just make easy work on getting close to whoever they want to get close in. We have Winza now, his full name present for the game, trying to get a target maybe down for the back line, ladies and gentlemen, as there's still a lot of punishment being dropped by Panda towards Pigza. Make that Pigsek as the next one, and yes, he will be dropped. 2 members already gone. Refocus maybe towards Winza again. Winza dropping 50% health. Will he be able to survive?
To be able to survive, yes, but Faker almost getting taken down after getting a lot of damage here. Was able to get away and is now recovering and now putting up all the AoE once again. Storm is going to be pumped up as well. Lord of Vermilion into the field, but look at this here. Pikuza is going to be taken down in just a bit. There's less than 1 second for them to be able to take the Pikuza.
I'm very, very curious why not use Monster X here for this match. It is very, very risky. The lineup the Monster have chosen, we're able to squeeze in Pigisek, into the battlefield. But still, Crimson Spided front forward force, they are quite formidable on that one. There was an attempt here by Monster in getting the tag against Faker, but I could easily say that on the 2-minute mark, 10 seconds of the game, the stats battle, the numbers battle falls in favor now of Panda.
Maybe perhaps what they're trying to do here is just making use of the first round as an experimental round, going into the entire, going into the rest of the games. But still, this is already your grand finals, I think. But at this point, you should have been ready from the get-go for you to be able to get the morale and of course the momentum boost going towards the rest of the matches. But as you can see here, as you have mentioned as well, I do agree with that Panda is now currently leading in terms of the damage count against that of Monster.
ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute 30 seconds for our game. You are seeing actually a full focus here by Panda's main swordsman to just focus towards one of the priests of Monster, making sure that they have a lot of difficulty, sending them a signal that you won't be doing any of that rest or any form of support in the last second of this game. Ladies and gents, we are
Kikuza
about to
down.
enter the last minute mark of our game. Ladies and gents, again, it's still a continuous kill to be provided against Pikaza alongside with Pigisek, maybe even with Winza. Really, Panda here wants to double down, making sure that, Monster, this is it. Welcome to the grand finals, and we're going to be bringing in all the damage, all the punishment, and all the hits targeted to you. Now, 40 seconds on the clock, and Winza is dropping. Two priests only remaining. Only a clutch miracle can save Monster here. Let us see as we enter the last 30 seconds, JJ.
No, yeah, I totally agree with that as well. But it's going to be quite a surprise if Monster can, get a clutch win here. Again, one of the priority objectives here is to be able to have the higher number of players alive by the 0 second of the timer. And if they do, they're going to be able to steal away the win from Panda, despite having the lead in terms of the points here against that of Monster. But here we go. Everyone's alive here. Let's find out who's going to be able to take in that secure kill. Faker to get one, but unfortunately wasn't enough of a time here.
Yeah.
And Panda just at that point, I wouldn't even go to say that 0.1 second. Just that 0.1 second is all Monster needed for them in order to take away the win against Panda.
They didn't kill Faker, right? They didn't kill Faker, right?
They were able to get Faker literally by I guess a millisecond after zero.
Because
right?
Yeah.
If they were able to take in Faker before the 0 mark, then they would have been able to steal away the win.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to steal away the win. I think that was a very nice attempt there by Panda. I did saw it as well. I feel like the 0-0 mark finished up with 5-5 members, really. Then just really a millisecond after the 0-0 mark, it was Faker that went down. So it was a beautiful clutch and attempt there. A valiant attempt by Monster. Of course, me voting for Monster, I would still cheer on for my vote. And I do feel that Monster strategy could still work. They just need to take a breather here. But one thing is so obvious with this running lineup, even with being able to bait out Mr. J, the Wanderer for the side here of Opera Phantoms, Panda, I do feel that Panda takes the win, takes the cake here when it comes to the damage count.
Right. So again, valiant effort here coming in from Monster. Again, that could have been honestly, that could have been, dude. Like, it was so close that Monster was able to, it was so close for them to be able to take down that clutch win. But unfortunately, they're still going to have to redo it again for another 5 minutes into game number 2. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our 4,000 viewership count. That means X means love for our code here. So finally, we have now for the first time reach a 4,000 viewership count. But again, later on, make sure you keep on sharing the stream. Shout outs to all of our 784 viewers right now concurrent.
Crazy.
As we are going to be reaching down into our grand finals, and likewise the 6,000 viewership as well. And that's going to be the first kill of the game here. That's going to be a piggy sack going down.
Man, heavyweight here and heavy drop as well being shown onto the left side of your screen. Congratulations. Just comment and get a chance to win that Yamata no Orochimaru. And of course, no quarter for the weekend is being given here by the side of Panda against Monster. Monster able up to sustain on that one. Just doubling down not just onto the buff that is available for the two priests, but also available for the Wanderer here. So you can actually see Pigisek getting a lot of freedom now for the side of Monster. But their DPS is still that small. You can see Panda here with PQ being benched, Monster's damage is not that big. So that's why Panda can still join the party, can still join this non-stop rain and hail and storm of numbers in the middle of your screen, is because a Monster is dropping the damage cut. They just really want to get those utility down. So they just went with the Wanderer. Another surprise drop for you guys.
No, wow. I mean, this is sort of, I'm getting surprised by the surprise drops now because usually we don't really like put down all the surprise drops until like what game number four, or game number three even. But now I think everything has been putting down except for the Razor Gold, which we'll be seeing in just a bit. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let us now once again focus down into that of our game. This is game number two. Panda now has 1 point and only needs two more in order to win against Monster. Once again, this is the grand finals. Winza almost getting taken down, but Pigisek is going to be the one taken down into the side of Monster. Winza is going to be able to recover a huge chunk of HP, just to be able to get some damages into the side of Panda.
Lots of crits, man. Lots of crits coming in from Spided here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be seeing multiple props as well from Spided, not just dropping actually one member monster, but consistently onto Pigisek. Lots of crits still, lots of numbers, lots of heal as well. As you see here, that even with the dispersion that can come from the side of monster here as they try to reach different parts of the map, this is still a very nice job for the side of Panda. Again, guys, you want to glue your eyes not maybe onto the damage count now, because I think that is quite evident that it's going to fall in favor of falling in favor of Panda. Remember, no more Shura for the side of monster here, but you want to glue your eyes onto the timer. You want to glue your eyes onto the life indicator count, ladies and gentlemen, and who will be targeting who. Of course, it is evident that both Mac CJ alongside with Pigisek alongside with Winza will be targeting Faker, on the last moment of this game. I do feel that it's gonna be Faker. It could also still be Mr. J,
Right. No. Yeah, I totally agree because again, out of everyone in the side of Panda, right? Faker does have the lowest of the defenses here. So if they really want to target anyone at all inside of Panda, it would definitely have to be Faker because they can essentially just delete
Yep.
Faker in just less than half a second, even
Yes.
just like what Panda is doing against Pigisek, which they've always been targeting since game number one.
Lots of curiosity here. Numa is being utilized as well just so it could mitigate some of the auto-attack damage that can drop from these melee units, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the side again of Panda, even for the side as well with Winza, but also do take note the devour that can come from the Freonis here. So maybe so as to delay whatever rest you can drop from these two teams. 40 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. They're just clumping in together on this field done by both of their wanderers, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of absorption as well. A lot of heals being sustained for by the two priests, maybe three priests onto the field. We still have our screen towards the Wanderer onto the side of Panda here, which is Mr. J, able up to sustain, not even being targeted here by the members of Monster. JJ will get 20 seconds on the clock. This is the moment of truth for game number 2.
This is definitely the moment of truth here, especially for Monster, because as we can see as well, I think even in this game, Panda is still leading in terms of points. So it is now all up to Monster in order for them to find out where Faker is and potentially burst down Faker to seal away the win from Panda. And here we go. Last second, who's going to win? It is still going to be Panda. Everyone's alive here. Panda wins by the points.
Yeah,
Again, tournament point right now.
Tournament
point for Panda. One more, and they are going to be crowned the chosen for this tournament.
That's it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. A strong moment of truth for the representative, ladies and gentlemen. Boulders and Horns of Opera Panso, if I'm not mistaken. Here again, guys, really a lot of strong expectation for the side here of Panda. Earlier, a very, very nice control was dropped towards Pigisek. Was not allowed to actually get close, within the range of Faker there. So really, the idea of targeting Faker, that was
oh wow, Pigisek is
anticipated
now being
by
benched.
Panda. Yeah, they're trying to bench Pigisek. I'm curious about this move, considering maybe of just relying the final clutch damage towards Pigisek, because figure offensive might be more straightforward in terms of the damage.
Right.
But look at this. Panda, they don't mind losing the crowd control. They don't mind losing the damage. If Pikusa will be absent onto the lineup here, if Pikusa won't be switched in, there's no point putting Faker here. They're just gonna be tanking the whole thing up. They're just gonna be tanking out by adding a new unit into the fray, ladies and gentlemen. They still did switch it. Faker is still present onto the field. Very, very similar lineup, ladies and gentlemen. And again, indeed, tournament point here for the side of Panda.
Yeah, Monster here still rocking in the same lineup, but again, Panda here, they have now gotten the because they have now gotten all of the momentum. They have the confidence as well that hey, if this is the only damage that Monster's giving all to us, then hey, we can just tank it in. We have Mr. J here to essentially reduce the damage that we're going to be taking as well. I'm going against a monster, so let's just focus down into the damage and look at that. They're now pushing down into the side of monster, bursting them down one by one. Winza almost getting KO'd as well.
With also being in a critical life here. Ladies and gentlemen, it does feel like Monster's morale now is manifesting as well onto the numbers here. This might be a full wipe, ladies and gentlemen, as we're seeing, health bars singing together, actually dropping
Right,
against the side here of Monster. Remember that it's still not yet over for the side of Monster. They cannot abandon all hope. They still have to fight
right.
on this one. They can still plow through the 3 minutes 50 seconds remaining onto the timer and still go for that clutch despite Panda checking on their plan. Really, Panda's units are just so overwhelming. Cream here and Spider, they know what's up. They can consistently dish out big damage to whoever they want to target. And that's the running story here for this Royal Guard, ladies and gentlemen. I do feel that, again, the Royal Guard unit is just a very, very straightforward job to play. And really, when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to, PvP fights like this, as long as you have your over ups, as long as you have the maximum refines that are possible, then it's all good. This Royal Guard,
Mm-hmm.
again, very, very straightforward to play.
No, yeah, but with that being said, Panda I think is still leading in terms of the points here. Monster just wants to spread out the entirety of the map here, just so they wouldn't get attacked by Panda. But Panda, they don't even care if that happens because look at that. The moment the Monster tries to dive in and try to strike through, penetrate the defenses of Panda, they just return back the damage. And look at that, Winza after getting out of the team fight going
Anonymous,
back in,
yeah.
and the damage, sorry, the HP of Window was just bursted down into almost a critical health.
Yes, man. Again, they're just making sure those priests are just making sure that their Colossal Heal is just popping continuously, just beating continuously. But again, the main battlefield here, protecting some key targets, for example, like Faker, is of course being controlled as
Right.
well by Mr. J, this Wanderer, and Winza is even going down. Speaking of Faker, he was the one to clip onto him, and Piggy Sec still remains cold into the floor. Ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
Lally V here, also in critical health, I think they're chasing down Laliwi, was able to get a sustain, was able to get his regeneration as well per percentage alongside with the
Mm-hmm.
Colusia heal. So again, guys, at least Laliwi was able to walk out. There's even a buff here. I think Laliwi is relatively small, but again, the idea here is still surviving that one. Monster, they could still push that magic 2-1,
Mm-hmm.
against Panda. All hope is not yet lost.
Wow.
But again, Panda, they have their eyes set. In less than 2 minutes, they could be crowned as the champions for the WOC.
And it seems as if they want that as well. That is Lali we going to be able to be taken down, but going to have a little bit of revive here, but it's not going to be enough for them to survive once again because they're
Man,
still getting
yep.
bursted down, by Panda. But with that being said, Winza and Monster X here still trying to do their best to push another damage while relying to their priests, for the sustain. But look at this. This is the second priest now here for the side of Monster, just trying to get away here, carry Elysian just to be able to get a little bit of a reflect damage here. But again, that is
Yep.
just going to be removed immediately the moment that Panda, any one of them, touches this player. But look at that.
Yeah.
That's going to be another KO here, another kill here into the side of Monster. And look at the damage right now into the side of Monster. Look at their HPs almost going down, almost on critical health. Well, not almost, but they are also on critical health. But into the side of Panda, their HPs, they don't even move. Well, I mean, I guess except for Faker, but that's
Yeah, yep.
already understandable.
Yep. It's already given for the situation here of Faker, ladies and gentlemen. Interestingly, Cream got dropped, on that one. Maybe quite a small
Mm-hmm.
slip up. You don't expect this kind of drop, especially for the very tanky Royal Guard. That's gonna be Pigasek again on the screen. Of course, getting the death delivered for him. Wins as well in critical health. Monster X has been benched in. They really want to take on this one and make sure that both Windsor and Monster X has sat their eyes set towards Faker. You're gonna be seeing the members as well of Banda already converging towards the field of the Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, 15 seconds on the clock. Just observe the movements here for the side of Panda. They're just going
Mm-mm.
close onto that Wanderer, making sure that they had a buff. 9
Here
seconds.
we
Ready
go.
for the resu onto Pigisek. 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 4,
Are we going to
3,
crown the new
2.
champion?
There you go.
And
Everyone
we
is up.
are. We are going to be crowning our new champion for the War of the Chosen. Ladies and gentlemen, and all rockers alike, that is the previous champions taken down and taken off the crown. That is Panda being the winners of Season 3 War of the Chosen.
Congratulations to Panda of the Opera Phantom server, ladies and gentlemen. A crazy moment and a crazy win and a valiant attempt as well by Monster Guild. If you look, the finisher was a 5-5, you know. They were not able to get close onto Faker. And interestingly, my friend, Faker, okay, is the highest damage dealer for that game. You know, for that game number 3, he has the MVP stats on that one. I think he got a lot of freedom actually getting the spree hits because there's a lot of control available for him as well by the Wanderer. So this is a really not just I could say, you know, just drop it there, a superior composition with superior setups as well for the side of Panda. So crazy moment here for Panda, and of course an amazing performance.
No, yeah, I have to commend as well Panda because they made sure, right, that hey, we have a little bit of similar composition than that of a monster, so we have to find a way for us to we have to find a way for us to defend and protect Faker while Faker is bringing out a lot of AoE damage for us, for our entire team, right? So ensuring that they are protecting Faker means they are pushing down as much damage as they could in comparison to what Monster did, where, well, you know, their Warlock was just open wide and always getting taken out as well.
Yeah, man. Again, they're adding a lot of more elements, you know, that we haven't seen, you know, from the previous game. We did saw, of course, this Wanderer being present with each other, and I do feel that this Wanderer was designed to really take on some the take on each other, you know, fitted take on each other. It does feel like over the course of the tournament, even before this tournament, whoever they are facing, the main lineup, the main composition here of both Panda and even of both Monster have been prepared against each other. There's a lot of similarity. You know, there's a lot of striking similarities. It really boils down on the one be having a Shura, the one having a Shadow Chaser, you know, for their running lineups. But, you know, there's a lot of similarity for their lineup. And I do feel that there's, you know, that might be, you know, a visible expectation that these two teams will be facing into the grand finals. And their match did not disappoint.
No, yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And this, my friend, is going to be our last code as well for the tournament. That is going to be Better Me, because what a better way are we going to be ending that tournament with that 3-0. There's nothing else that could best that performance coming in from Panda. And man, what a week. Well, it's been more than a week. What an 8-day tournament it is. That is for Ragnarok X Next Generation 2.0 War of the Chosen Season 3. Shinbu, I am really honored to be casting here with you. And man, if there's Season 4...
The honor is mine as well, man.
We're watching you guys. We need Season 4. We need Season 4.
Season 4, yeah, it's crazy stuff. I do, but you know, if I'm gonna be adding a personal touch on this one, what I really like about the War of the Chosen is the themes that they're doing. Again, there's a lot of awesome themes and of course lore that you can exhaust from the Norse mythology. And last time they get Thor, you know, onto the theme, okay. But now what they have is the Loki theme. And I think they did also an Odin one. I'm not sure that might be the first one, but they could still go a lot, you know, also the teams of Valkyries. They could still go onto the teams of Helheim. There's a lot of ongoing updates for ROX. I'm actually very thankful, you know, because of seeing this War of the Chosen. I was able to revisit ROX as well. You know, I was surprised. My last patch that I played was with the Morok MVP, and now we have the LOD. We have the we have the Nat Seeker already present into the game. It's really so tempting. I do feel that the designs, especially the UI for ROX, is still really good. It's still very unique, still aesthetically pleasing, and the collaborations, you know, it's really crazy being done here in ROX. But for the most part, you know, there's always the idea of any games that, you know, for the esports, for their tournaments, it really didn't disappoint. The performance of our players really didn't disappoint, and it really just, you know, adds on to the tale of who are the strongest, who are the most unstoppable teams, the most unstoppable crews and guilds when it comes here to ROX. And that is made possible by none other than the War of the Chosen.
No, yeah, I totally would agree with that 100%. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is our grand champion
Yeah,
for this season. That is Panda. But the question is, would they be able to defend their crown for the next season? That
for the
is the
next
thing.
season.
That is a question that we have to answer
Yeah.
when we get back into season 4.
Very big celebration moment, for the Opera Phantom server. And
Mm-hmm.
there you go, guys. Again, thank you so much for making our milestone, our milestone viewership possible.
Mm-hmm.
X means love. 4,000 viewership, ladies and gentlemen, on that code. So just type in that code, guys. Type in that
Mm-hmm.
code, put it on the world chat, and get yourself some upgrading selection pack. Okay. Progress your equipments, progress your items, such as the story
Always.
of Ragnarok and ROX.
Always, man. It's it is just a quite a week. It's been 8 days of a huge action here by Ragnarok Next Generation 2.0.
Yeah.
But again, thank you very much for having us here, and thank you very much, Shibu, for being my
For
guide
this.
here as well into this tournament, War of the Chosen. And if there's going to be season 4, then I can't wait to get back and cast that again alongside with you. With that being said,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, and all rockers alike, this has been Ragnarok Next Generation 2.0 War of the Chosen Season 3. My name is JJ, and with me is Shinbu, and we'll be right back, hopefully, for Season 4.